Hello, Michael Bull here with the Commercial Real Estate Show, or the 2014 National Association of Realtors Conference in New Orleans. We have the opportunity to speak with Russ Salzman. He is CEO of IREM, Institute of Real Estate Management, and we've had the opportunity to interview some of your guys that are members of IREM. Incredible knowledge, managing large properties around the country, really know what's going on in the management world. So I wanted to ask you today, what are, say, the top 4 things that are troublesome or on the minds of property managers today?
Well, that's of course top on the list of what the Institute is focusing upon. And we're seeing really, let's start with technology, of course, our world's changing. The second would be this generational blending, you know, the movement of millennials and the aging of boomers, merging technology with generations. Probably the third one would focus on globalization. Almost all of our properties are got an ownership base somewhere that may not be U.S. based. We also have then domestic companies serving international markets. So we're looking for the global best practices in a flattening world. And then probably finally is just simply the ongoing management of talent. Always hiring right people, teaching leadership, and being able to be a nimble, flexible organization. Those are the top 4.
And let's talk about the millennials for a moment. So when you talk about the millennials, you're talking about your tenants, or you're talking more of the staff, of the management folks that are coming in?
Well, a little bit of both, but mostly it has to do with that population. Their tendency to go into multifamily housing first, their desire for more collaborative open office spaces for their work environment, their more flexibility in their work habits, from telecommuting to flexible work hours, and then just the general way that they've grown accustomed to doing business. They're mobile based, and for some people that's not the normal 9 to 5, sit in the office all day. That's one blend we see. Probably the second one that happens in this generational blending is the cross mentoring. You know, there's teaching from the seasoned executives, but there's also plenty of teaching from the new executives who've lived in this digital world as natives. So it's a great time in our industry.
Yeah, and property management, asset management is a great business, and you know, it's how I started in the industry. It was great fun, and you really learn about real estate when you're running it, right? And let's talk about technology. I mean, technology is a big thing in commercial real estate in all aspects. What's going on in the property management and asset management world with technology today?
Well, it all has to do with a key focus on the tenant and the owner. So you're serving your client and you're serving your tenants. And your occupants then have expectations for how they can be served quickly, rapidly, instant response. Their interest to function in your property as a business or a family means that they're looking for efficiencies everywhere they turn. So what we find is that technology is just a tool for constant innovation.
And how is IREM involved in technology? I imagine that with the expertise that you guys have, that a lot of these technology companies are coming to you guys and saying, hey, how can we help you, and what's wrong and what's right about our tools, right?
Well, we have just done a little mini study, Michael. There are probably about 700 technology or special product purveyors coming to an average property every year. So what we're finding the need is not that there's good technology, but helping that property manager or that asset executive to be able to ascertain which one should I go work with. There's a constant valuation of capital expenditures, ROI, and that return over time, and what's its biggest hit. You can't do 700 new projects each year. So it's now sifting through what's the best of the best new ideas.
And there's some new technology coming out in managing and asset managing these large office buildings and these large hospitals. And I mean, there's a lot of efficiency that could really be gained by some of this technology, isn't there?
Well, without a doubt, and it's from accounting to heating, ventilation, security, Building operation systems can be remote based, almost avatar based perhaps one day. So it's providing efficiencies, a better reduction in costs, which helps, bottom line ROI, and adds a value to a final user.
What about revenue management? How do your managers and asset managers feel about revenue management systems in multifamily world?
Across the board, the story is revenue management is good. Implementing systems is often where some of the difficulties arise. The purveyors, the people with the software systems are getting better and better, but it still takes an educated exec to manage the system. What are the outcomes you want to attain? It adds a great business model, but it also causes a different behavior in properties that haven't done it before.
Yeah, and before we end here, I have to ask you this because I've seen some of the education that's available through IREM is fantastic. What are a few of the resources that people who own and manage properties may want to know about that are available at IREM?
We've determined that it's our responsibility as a professional society to provide global best practices to help the executives in the industry succeed. We know that some people will fully dive into our education system and earn that special CPM. But we also know that many people just want a resource that will help them somewhere in their career, somewhere in the problem that can be solved. So we have a vast amount of information that's effectively public domain that we're presenting for people in the industry to gain that insight or that solution. And then there's a variety of different ways to engage deeper with the organization as you dig deeper into your own development. But for anyone who's in the industry, IREM.org is a resource with a plethora of a lot of free content. And we know we'll get you to be a part of us one day.
Yeah. You'll hook us, right, and get us in. That is a great website, some great information there, Russ. Thanks for joining us today. We sure appreciate it.
Very good. Thank you.
Michael Bull, the Commercial Real Estate Show.
The Commercial Real Estate Show is brought to you by Bull Realty Commercial Brokerage, a great place to do business. Visit bullrealty.com. RealNex, a comprehensive suite of powerful commercial real estate tools at an incredibly low price. Visit realnex.com. That's REALNEX. Sozo Web Hosting and Cloud Solutions. Secure, reliable, and worry-free. Visit sozo.com. That's SOZO.com. FIU, Florida International University. Earn your master's in real estate online in as little as 10 months. Visit FIUonline.com. And by France Media, providing exposure to the world of commercial real estate. Visit francemediainc.com. For more information on these great companies or for additional podcasts, videos, or blogs, visit creshow.com.